Okay, Rich, this is Dennis Clark. I'm going to review your lesson from today. It's January 11th, Saturday, and you had your first lesson with me today. And we're going to take you on a little different journey here with your golf game. And show you first exactly what you were doing, just so you get an example of what we don't want to do, and then we'll get into the do's, but let's show you what we have here first. Okay, so you want to try to, what you're doing there is you're really rolling your right arm and hand open so that the club, the face of the golf club should look like this right now. So let's take a little closer look at that, okay? That first part of your backswing is where you run into some problems. So I want to eliminate that and give you a one-piece backswing. I'm trying to get your swing to the top to a point where you'd always be able to get down directly to the golf ball. Because as it stands right now, you have to do a lot of extra moves to get there with that, to reroute that club, so to speak. And that's what we're going to try to break you of. So I'll go with a model here. And these models that I have are all professional players who, they kind of demonstrate things in the swing that point out positions that you can work toward, okay? So at this point here, this is one of the PGA Tour players. And you can see where the club would really want to be at that point. Okay, so ideally the golf club is pointed down at the ball, or the line that he wants the ball to fly on, at a different point on that line. And you can see what happens to yours as it gets over here. So it's what we call flat, okay? And that happens with an excessive roll of your hand. So let's go back here a little slower, and you'll see what I mean. See, right now you have the club exactly where it should be, okay? What you should do is just cock your wrist like this. He's basically at the same place you are, and all he does is just hinge his wrist and point the butt of that club at the ball. What you have a habit of doing is you roll your arms, and now the club's pointed way out to the right there. And it is, like I said, massively open. So that's bound to hit a fade at best and a slice at worst. So we're going to try to break you of that habit. So I want to get the next thing I want to point out here is you'll see that the left arm really kind of stays on the chest like this. I'm going to give you a position where you can strive for it. There it is again. Now watch the next move. He cocks the wrist, points the club straight at the ball. Okay? And at the top, I want you to see where his left arm is on his chest, and it's in line with his shoulders. It's the same pitch perfectly as his shoulders. Okay? So what happens for you is that left arm really gets kind of vertical up here on you, and the club gets really what we call laid off or too flat. So you're pointed to the left there of your target some 30, 40 yards. And then you have to finish it, and this is all the excess of stuff we're just going to take out of there. See that all the time that you're doing that, you can see your body leaning forward, right? So all I want to do is hinge your wrist and get you up to the top in one piece. And get you down inside that line. You can see how far outside that comes. That's known as outside in, over the top. You'll hear different expressions for it. But if you put a professional player there, they always are able to drop the club down under. he'll miss that red line by a mile. And this is what we call hitting from inside the ball. You're hitting from well outside the ball and cutting across the ball. So your path goes this way. Another image for you that might help. These are all just pictures that I want you to get. If you had a clock dial here, your swing comes from there and heads over to 10 o'clock or so. Okay, we're trying to get you to swing more out here to 12 or 1 o'clock from the inside. Now you made some really good progress in 1 hour, and your results spoke for themselves, right? When you realized what you were doing, you put it in a little better position for yourself. I moved your grip over a little bit today. I didn't do much else with your stance because your stance is actually okay. I mean, it's workable. It's functional. There's what we want to do right there. I want you to feel like your wrist cock right at that point, right there, so that the butt of the club points down at the ball here. That's our goal, to get the butt of the club to point at the ball. Just cock your wrist. So it's going to feel weird to you because you've been playing with that laid off type of backswing for a good long time. But in one short session, you were able to get the club, you're aware of where you want to go to the ball. And you brought it down much more inside. Now this is just a piece of what you will do eventually once you get that club in a better position at the top. Drop it down, release your hands, and that's why you were hitting a pulled draw for the rest of the lesson. One more thing I want to point out here is the other thing we're going to be able to help you with eventually is getting you to stay what we call behind the ball and deliver the club from a little bit behind it. By that I mean this. There's that backswing that we really don't want. I want at this point in your swing, I want your wrist to be fully hinged. You're gonna like the results when you do, because we're taking all that excessive motion out of there. Then do your level best. See that part would have already been accomplished right there once we get onto this new backswing. So I think you can go right in your backyard or a room in your house with high ceilings, and see that right there. That's what I want to try to eliminate. You have a strong habit of running ahead. That's another slicer's trick. So that first part there, we're going to try to get it, and I want to tuck that right elbow in. Boy, when it comes down, we really want to tuck it in. Don't let it fly out there. This stuff all comes with time. I'm just painting you the whole picture here to give you the step one of where you want to be here. Okay, so let me give you one good look from this side. Well, here's your 10 minutes of 10 seconds of fame. You're going to get compared to Rory McIlroy here. See, now he'll drive his lower body, but nothing in his upper body is going ahead. He's got the ball off his left foot here. Watch, his lower body drives, but he stays behind it. That's coming away from the inside. Look at that elbow, how tucked it is into the right side. And then, boom. Full power and extension through the ball. This guy murders the golf ball. The other thing that all this stuff will fall into place for you if we get the grip, the backswing in one piece, and learn how to drop your hands down as you come down. Okay. I think that about covers it. You got a lot of work to do there, but you seem intent on getting better at it. And I know your potential is unlimited. You have speed and you have power. That's things we can't teach. As long as you have that, you can learn the mechanics to get it there. But you've got to get to the top and really feel like your arms are almost dropping straight down behind you. Okay? You had asked me about the program. It looks like my next opening in the program is the couple that you could join on March 2nd. So about 6 weeks for that. If you want to do another, excuse me, I had my phone ring there. If you want to do another private lesson before that, we can do that for you. But as of now, I don't have any openings in that school. That move's got to go right there. You drive the lower body, but the upper body stays back here, stays on a tilt. So let me know what you want to do. I know that you and your lady are committed to getting better, so it's just that I'm super packed for private lessons and schools at this time of the year, or sometimes I'll sell out months in advance. So I want to get you guys off to a better start, so we gotta work on our schedule a little bit. It was a pleasure meeting you and real nice working with you, and I will send hers as well.